All right, guys. So this is the quick little 5 minute just to kind of go through this with this song. I'm so excited about this tune. I'm so you ever make music and just certain things just hit you like it's like something I've always wanted to do. Well, this is one of them, and I tracked some bass. So what I did was I've used the Lakeland. I have this Lakeland 5502 5-string, really nice. It was dead, so I got it recently, and that battery just was not good. So I put a brand new Duracell. I've got the DI here, which is a Designs KGB, and then a Sans amp here, which is the RBI, the rack. And again, I have the RBI and I also have the bass driver. I like the bass driver usually more on like the P bass, but I find that the bass driver DI, the little pedal, the Lakeland is too. I don't know if it's too much gain or too much low end. It gets very compresses. It's cool, but it's not it's not my thing. So here we go. So I'm gonna play it for you. So here, real quick, you can hear, here's the drums again, just programmed in Superior. There you go. The old guitars, here's the matchless. Mark V. Really, really just beautiful combo. Phase is just perfect on them, and they're in the same room. So this is like, you want to talk about kicking it old school, right? This is not, using IRs in separate rooms and tents or whatever. This is two cabs right on top of each other. So it's cool, man. And here is the bass. So here's the Lakeland through the DI, which you can add grit to. And here's the Sans amp. Here it is. So, song's called the Chime. I'm leaving in a couple of hours for Canada for the week to work. When I get back, we'll reconvene on this, but I just wanted to put it out. And I hope you guys are enjoying these. And again, I keep thinking like, not really, people aren't necessarily doing it like this. Like they kind of do their track and then they play through it with a couple of cameras and, it's cool. And then maybe they isolate a couple tracks and, they're showing they're going between like this guitar and that guitar. And I love that. And it's probably would be more popular maybe. But I figure, you know what? There's all those guys doing that. And they're all really good at it. I'm not going to, I wouldn't be in the market to try to like outdo somebody that's what they do. But this is more like, we're going to kind of class here, like, and not only that, but I'm showing you not so much with the bass because I tracked it early this morning and I just was in a hurry, but like you're watching me kind of fumble through things, which is actually a lot of the creative process. It's not just like, then I grabbed this, then I did this, then I set the delay to this, then I grabbed that profile. Like that's, unless you're just doing like your thing and it's always the same. If you're creating unique things, it's a process. So anyway, here we go. The Chime. Yeah, after I got done with it, I thought, oh, there's a little bit of parallels going on in there, but we'll see. I may, I don't know. All the settings are the same. I could hit it again when I get home from Canada, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I like it. It's got a little bit of like a proggy vibe to me, which is cool. I mean, there's a little bit of paralleling on this part, which I could hit the roots more. But I'm playing a pocket within here, so if you listen to it, I'm not just doing the guitar. I'm like doing that counter, kind of off the groove of the drums. So there it is. So much. This guy that worked at my studio for years, he really mentored me, Greg, in LA. He got me so into like pulsing with the kick drum, and I'm so glad he did. Though that's just the way to do it. So anyway, and then the bridge. Let's see. I go down to some of those lows in the bridge, but not the whole time. So here, coming into the bridge, which is B minor. Then B minor with G sharp in the bass, then to a G major 7. So it's got that kind of like walk thing. Little Alice in Chainsy kind of bass line. Yeah, a little like Mike Starr. I'm doing that back and forth from the octave, from the low to the This is C major 7 to kind of like an A2, but I let the G open, so it's almost like C major 7 to G A2. If you kind of, as your hand is opening and closing, I don't go straight to it because I kind of like that little grimy in there, to an E with a G sharp in the bass. Again, it's I grew up on a lot of Steely Dan, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, Billy Joel, like that. I was listening to a lot of that kind of music and learning a lot of those songs, a lot of them on piano too, like getting all the inversions. I couldn't really play the parts, but I could comp the chords. So again, C major 7, G to A2, then E with a G sharp in the bass. And the weird thing is if you're thinking of it in music theory, A would be minor, right? So if you're in the key of G, G major 7, and C major 7, so C major 7 being the 4, G major 7 being the 1, for sure. And then A2 gives it like, kind of a, I don't know, that's just what I did. So again, C major 7, A2, G major 7. I just nudged over this slide up was a little, just a little too much, a little too, yeah, I think it's here. Just, it was too obvious. You just grab the front, cut it, slide it over, because it was sliding from like here. It just felt too open. And then down to that low C. And that Lakeland is so great. Good Lord. That's just kick boot. The key with that, to me, with that kind of stuff is you got to be careful not to play too hard, right? Because it's really, you know, you want to keep it in tune. You don't want it to over clank or over compress, you know, so you're cruising. Right along with the kick. Good Lord. You see it? So I'm accenting right with the kick. So also my friend, one of my best buddies growing up, Kirk Adams, an awesome musician, was really my inspiration to start recording when, you know, we were in like 7th, 8th, or 8th, 9th grade. He was like the first kid with like a drum machine and a 4-track, and it was just like far out. Very into the Beatles and Squeeze and Elvis Costello and Joe Jackson and the Police and that kind of music. But he made a song about a year or so ago called Undertone. Unbelievable. Look it up. Kirk Adams, Undertone. And he had this video, and my son loves him. Like literally the cover of Undertone is my son's, you know, whatever, desktop on his cell phone. But I was like, wow. And I remember talking to him about a year or so ago, and I'm like, how'd you make that? And he's like, oh, it's just like an AI program. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I hit him up because I'm like, I want to do something like what he did. I want to make a video for this song, especially like thinking about this C major 7 spot. It feels like it's floating, right? It reminds me of like Sour Girl by Stone Temple Pilots. It's very like this, right? So anyway, I talked to him and he's like, yeah, I use this software called First Frame First? Fireframe. So that's going to be the game plan, is to get this done next week and mix it and get it sounding good, and then make like a video for it, like a cool AI video. This is the end because I got to go. I got to go to the bank. Kirk Adams, Undertone. Jeez. We got to get this guy on the algorithm. This is the kid I grew up with that was like the inspiration for a lot of this.
What if you could get rid of long tent setup forever?
Setting up tents should be instant, easy.
Undertone, wailing unheard like a ghost trombone, droning choir of silver monks unknown. a shadow symphony surrounding me. Undertone, laughing river.
I gotta check this out, man. Kirk Adams Undertone. That's so great. Totally, like, because you can hear it, you grew up like listening to McCartney and all those guys. Oh, so anyway, but I'm gonna make a video for this. Anyway, I gotta go because I gotta go to the bank, gotta get a shirt, gotta go do this, gotta do that, and be out of here. Peace out.